Eevee is considered one of the most popular Pokémon from Generation 1, coming from Pokémon Red and Blue. This normal-type Pokémon is highly recognized for its exceptional ability to adapt to different situations since it has many possible ways of evolving. With a base stat total of 325, Eevee has very well-rounded stats, which could allow it to evolve into multiple forms, each with different types and abilities. Eevee's versatility in filling many different roles on various teams is the reason it's always been a fan favorite from casual gamers and competitive players. Eevee can evolve into several different forms, usually referred to as Eeveelutions. Each of its evolutions is activated by exposure to elemental stones, high friendship, or special environments. Its name is inspired by the term evolution, describing an inherent characteristic of it. In the Pokemon lore, Eevee's evolution is symbolic of the limitless potential that exists in every creature, with its many forms representing different aspects of nature's diversity. While Eevee itself is a normal type, its evolutions include water, electric, fire, psychic, dark, and more, making Eevee a unique Pokemon with incredible flexibility in battle. Equally important is the bond between Eevee and its trainer. Often, Eevee represents the bond between Pokemon and their trainers, usually evolving into a form that reflects the bond they share. Whether through friendship, stones, or environments, Eevee's evolution is always one of growth and change, making it one of the defining Pokemon of the series. Vaporeon is known as the Bubble Jet Pokemon and is the first evolution of Eevee, introduced to fans in Generation 1 during Pokemon Red and Blue. Evolving from Eevee when exposed to a Water Stone, Vaporeon is a pure water type with a base stat total of 525. It is highly recognized for its graceful aquatic design, ranging from its flowing fin-like tail to its sleek body. In water, Vaporeon shows much power and elegance with its design. The sleek, fish-like appearance it realizes and the feeling of how it might melt into an aquatic environment. Special Attack is one of Vaporeon's high points, with a very high base stat of 110. This lets it hit pretty hard with powerful water-type moves like Hydro Pump and Surf. It can function as a hard-hitting, fast special attacker in battle. The special defense stat for Vaporeon is also pretty high at 95, meaning that it will be able to withstand most special attacks with ease, which can make it durable enough for almost any team. In addition, Vaporeon has a wide variety of support moves like Aqua Ring and Acid Armor, which really help it in sustaining itself for a long period of time in battles. One of the unique features of Vaporeon is the ability Water Absorb, which heals it when hit by Water-type moves. That would make it particularly effective against Water-type opponents, since it could recover HP while dealing out damage. This versatility and role fitting, from being an outright offensive Pokemon to a more defensive one, makes Vaporeon a versatile Pokemon that can adapt to a variety of battle situations. The name Vaporeon is derived from a mix of words vapor and eon, showing both its relation to water and the fact of it being an evolution of Eevee. Indeed, Vaporeon's design and abilities perfectly capture the flow, strength, and resilience that water possesses, making it sound and iconic in the Eeveelution family. Jolteon is the electric Pokemon and appeared for the first time in Generation 1. Evolves from Eevee in Pokemon Red and Blue to become an electric type, while Eevee evolves through exposure to a Thunderstone into one of the fastest electric types with striking electric powers. With a base stat total of 525, Jolteon boasts one of the highest speed stats in the game at a whopping 130. This makes Jolteon an extremely dangerous offensive Pokemon because it can outspeed most opponents with ease, and strike them with very fast, hard-hitting electric-type attacks. Jolteon's high speed enables it to make use of first strike moves. With such a high special attack stat, 110, Jolteon can surely unleash strong moves like Thunderbolt and Volt Switch. That makes it an excellent special attacker, capable of attacking hard while immediately retreating or supporting its team with Volt Switch. Additionally, Jolteon boasts an excellent move pool, with many electric-type moves that give it the capability to cover a wide array of opponents. Added to that is its ability Volt Absorb, which gives Jolteon yet another advantage in battle. This said ability allows it to heal itself whenever it's attacked by an electric-type attack. Thus, what may seem to be a weakness now became an asset to this beast. With sheer speed and a strong offense, Jolteon stands to be the perfect choice of a trainer aiming to have a quick and formidable special attacker. With its generally low defenses, it really takes great timing and strategy in order for one to maximize the full potential of Jolteon. The name Jolteon comes from a combination of Jolt and Eon, symbolizing its connection to electricity and a place in the line of Eevee's evolution. With movements as quick as lightning and powers based on electricity, Jolteon is one of the most favorite Eeveelutions, since it symbolizes the raw power and unpredictability of electricity. Flareon, the Flame Pokémon, is the Fire-type evolution of Eevee and first appeared in Generation 1, showing its face in Pokémon Red and Blue. Evolving from Eevee while using a Fire Stone, Flareon has been noted for its mane and tail of flames. It is an exceptionally powerful offensive Pokémon thanks to its highly notable attack stat at 130, which makes it an excellent physical attacker. With the base stat total of 525, Flareon excels at dishing out heavy blows from the likes of Flamethrower and Fire Blast that can burn opponents to crisps. Flareon's strong point is its physical offense. Its high attack stat can really hit hard with fire-type moves, especially in sun-boosted weather, thanks to its access to moves like Solar Beam or Flare Blitz. For all its offense, though, Flareon is somewhat limited by its relatively low speed and special defense. This would mean it generally struggles against faster opponents or those with strong special attacks, which demands that a trainer plan the strategy around the strengths of Flareon while compensating for its weaknesses. With the ability Flash Fire, Flareon absorbs any fire-type move that hits it and amplifies the power of its fire-type moves. It gives a whole level of strategy to Flareon to reverse the momentum of battle against fire-type Pokémon. Flareon's flaming design and incredible strength make it quite intimidating to fight against. It captures the devastation caused by fire. The name Flareon is a mix of Flare and Eon, showing its fire nature and how it evolves from Eevee. Flareon is a symbol of power and heat, representing the intense energy of fire and its potential for destruction. If used correctly, Flareon can be quite destructive in battle. Espeon, the Sun Pokémon, is the Psychic-type evolution of Eevee, introduced in Generation 2, Pokémon Gold and Silver. Espeon is an evolution of Eevee when the latter has high friendship with its trainer during the daytime. With a base stat total of 525, Espeon certainly stands tall with its extremely high special attack and speed, making it both fast and hard-hitting as a special attacker. Sleek purple fur and a jewel on its forehead are features in Espeon's design, reflecting its connection to psychic abilities and its affinity for sunlight. Being a psychic type, Espeon can learn powerful moves such as Psychic and Shadow Ball, which definitely make it an offensive threat on the battlefield. Its high special attack stat lets it hit hard, and the speed stat at 110 is surely very decent to outpace most other opponents. With its ability to synchronize status conditions like paralysis or burns to opposing Pokémon, Espeon becomes a real tactical choice. The special way of evolving Espeon, through friendship, underlines the bond between Eevee and the trainer. The connection is even more emphasized in the appearance of Espeon, which speaks of grace and intelligence. This is one of the most iconic Eeveelutions associated with wisdom and psychic power. The name Espeon comes from a combination of ESP, short for extrasensory perception, and Eon, representing its psychic powers and placing in the Eevee evolution line. Espeon is a very powerful psychic-type Pokémon that's great with using its mind to attack, thus being a treasure for any team needing a speedy, hard-hitting special attacker. Umbreon is a Moonlight Pokémon that was introduced as the Dark-type evolution of Eevee in Generation 2, Pokémon Gold and Silver. It evolves from Eevee when it has high friendship at night, and is the opposite of Espeon in its solar association. With a base stat total of 525, Umbreon acts as a defensive tank, having a great 110 defense and 130 special defense stat. It's because of this that it is considered to be one of the best defensive Eeveelutions, capable of taking many hits from both physical and special attackers. Design-wise, Umbreon is sleek and black, with glowing yellow rings that evoke a sense of mystery into the night. It can take hits from a wide variety of opponents in battle and strike back hard with moves such as Foul Play and Moonlight. Its ability, Inner Focus, prevents it from flinching to keep composure and continue dealing damage. It can also support the team with access to Toxic and Heal Bell in order to slowly wear down opponents. Umbreon is also said to be a really good stalling and outlasting Pokémon because of its defensive capabilities, so Wish or Protect will do well in support for it. Dark-type grants it the immunity to Psychic-type moves and provides resistance to Ghost-type attacks. Being low in special attack statistically, Umbreon is not as attacking compared to Eeveelutions because of its strategy and defense. The name Umbreon comes from a mix of Umbra, symbolizing the night, and Eon, showing its relation to the moon and darkness. Umbreon is symbolic of the strength of the night, giving quite the opposite feel compared to the rest of the Eeveelutions, and truly shines as a defensive tank. Leafeon is known as the Verdant Pokémon, and it is one of the Eevee evolutions using a Leaf Stone, starting from Generation 4 in Pokémon Diamond and Pearl. While nowadays it evolves using a Leaf Stone, prior to the Generation 8 games, it could only evolve when in the vicinity of something called the Moss Rock. Leafeon's got a base stat total of 525, and is designed with the inclusion of leaf-like appendages on its body. It looks similar to a mix between a fox and a tree, really making the natural and forest feeling of this Pokémon come through. Certainly, with an attack stat of 110, this has got to be one of the most powerful physical hitters ever to take part in any Pokémon battle, and can tear the opponent apart with moves like Leaf Blade and X-Scissor. The grass typing continues to grant Leafeon a repertoire of powerful attacking moves, such as Swords Dance, in order to strengthen its attack capability even more. Chlorophyll, an ability that increases speed in sunshine, allows Leafeon to act quicker than so many other metropolitan threats. Leafeon can still run Synthesis for HP restorative purposes, especially in Sun, which works out in extended battles. This somehow makes Leafeon a more reliable choice than others for physically offensive Grass-type Pokémon, since its special defense is a tad lacking. Indeed, its appearance combines not just movement among forests, but literally uses the power from the sun, and the powers emitted from leaves form a beautiful aspect regarding nature, both actually and metaphorically. The name Leafeon comes from leaf and eon, symbolizing the connection to nature and a place in the Eevee evolution line. Leafeon is a reminder of the strength of the earth and the connection between Pokémon and the natural world. Glaceon is the fresh snow Pokémon and is an evolution of Eevee, introduced in Generation 4 in Pokémon Diamond and Pearl. Nowadays, Glaceon evolves by using an Ice Stone, but just like Leafeon, prior to Generation 8, it could only level up near a location called the Ice Rock. Glaceon is an intense special attacker with a total base stat of 525. A huge stat is its massive special attack value, which clocks in at amazing 110, and can blast foes with a little help from stab moves like Ice Beam and Blizzard. Moreover, Glaceon is also an ice type that not only provides several resistances, but more importantly enhances its battling prowess. Glaceon is designed with sleek ice blue fur and crystalline formations around its body, symbolizing the frozen beauty of winter. Its appearance is both strikingly beautiful and a complement to its role as a special attacker during battles. Glaceon is good at securing attacks with its ice-type moves against various opponents, especially those weak against ice, dragon, flying, ground, and grass types. While its 65 speed makes it somewhat weak to faster attackers, its movements need to be very well planned during battles. One of Glaceon's biggest positives is its ability Snow Cloak, which raises its evasiveness and cures its status conditions in Hail, a weather condition that hurts all non-ice types. This becomes a very valuable asset in Hail-based teams or for checking physical attackers. Receiving support moves such as Hail and Mirror Coat on the switch-in can be great for catching the foe off their guard. Glaceon gets its name from Glacier and Eon, a relation to its ice typing and evolution from Eevee. Glaceon is beauty both from winter and strength built by ice. In battle, it really cranks up the chill. Sylveon is the name of the Intertwining Pokémon, a fairy-type evolution of Eevee introduced in Generation 6, Pokémon X and Y. Sylveon evolves from Eevee when it has high affection and levels up with a fairy-type move. At its base stat total of 525, Sylveon proves to be quite the formidable special attacker thanks to its very high special attack stat, coming out at 110, thus generally being reliant in inflicting decent damage by utilizing Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam, and Hyper Voice. Its elegant ribbon-like appendages and soft pastel-colored fur, a representation of grace and purity common among fairy-type Pokémon, are attached to the design of Sylveon. This is in deep contrast to the far-from-dainty design taken by some of the other Eeveelutions and underlines Sylveon's place as a fighter both graceful and charming. The fairy typing gives Sylveon the advantage in battle by attacking its opponents, especially Dark Dragon and Fighting-type Pokémon, at their weak points. Sylveon possesses the ability Pixelate, which changes its normal type moves into fairy type, increasing their power and thus making it really good offensively. Because of the hard-hitting fairy type moves, Sylveon turns into one of the best special attackers in the battles. Besides having big attacking power, Sylveon can be quite a good supporter, using its moves like Heal Bell in order to cure status conditions on its teammates, or using Calm Mind to raise its special attack and special defense. The name Sylveon comes from Sylvan, meaning of the forest, and Eon, which reflects both its connection to nature and its status as an evolution of Eevee. Sylveon embodies grace and strength in perfect form, characteristic of the fairy type, and can sometimes hold its ground as a cute yet fearful Pokémon in battle.